Welcome to an in-depth look at LDAP injection techniques, a critical cybersecurity threat targeting directory services. LDAP, or Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, is fundamental for accessing and managing directory information, often storing crucial data about users, groups, and network resources. Many organizations rely on LDAP for essential functions like authentication, authorization, and single sign-on environments. An LDAP injection attack occurs when malicious code is injected into LDAP queries through unvalidated user input fields. This vulnerability arises when applications fail to properly sanitize or validate user input before incorporating it into LDAP queries. By exploiting this, attackers can bypass authentication, extract sensitive information, or even modify directory data, much like SQL injection targets databases. Special characters like parentheses, asterisks, and logical operators are key to these exploits, altering the query's intended logic if not properly escaped. One common technique is authentication bypass, where attackers inject always true conditions into login forms to gain unauthorized access. For instance, manipulating a username field with a wildcard character can return all user records, granting broad access. Information disclosure involves manipulating queries to extract sensitive data such as usernames, passwords, and email addresses. Attackers can inject specific filters to access unauthorized data that should otherwise be restricted. Access control bypass exploits poorly constructed filters to gain access to privileged objects or resources. This involves injecting conditions that modify the scope of the query to include resources that should be restricted. Blind LDAP injection infers directory structure or data by observing application behavior, especially when detailed error messages are absent. Time-based blind injection, for example, manipulates queries to cause delays, which can then be used to infer information. The risks of LDAP injection are severe, including unauthorized access, data theft, identity theft, and potential compromise of the entire organizational network. A successful attack can have cascading effects across all systems relying on the compromised directory service for authentication and authorization. To prevent these attacks, rigorous input validation is crucial for all user-supplied data, enforcing strict character sets and patterns. Properly escaping special characters according to LDAP syntax prevents the interpreter from misidentifying data as code. Using secure LDAP libraries that support parameterized queries neutralizes injection attempts by preventing untrusted input from becoming part of the command. Adhere to the principle of least privilege, minimizing permissions assigned to the LDAP binding account. Enable bind authentication to perform verification and authorization checks against valid credentials. Implement a web application firewall, or WAF, to filter malicious inputs before they reach the application. Regular security audits and updates are essential to identify vulnerabilities and apply necessary patches. Finally, consider character set reduction to limit attacker options and implement timeouts to prevent excessive search processing. By understanding and implementing these preventative measures, organizations can significantly bolster their defenses against LDAP injection attacks.